Hey everyone, Lars here. Today we're going to be talking about Hades 2, which just hit early access this week. It's if you like Hades 1 or you like action roguelike games, oh, you're going to love this game. It's so much fun. I've jumped in and played a little bit recently, and great. I can't recommend it enough. It is super fun. Get in and give it a shot yourself. But let's talk about it today. What is Hades about? Well, Hades 1 was about Zagreus, the son of Hades, trying to escape from, well, the underworld. And this one is instead about Melanoi, the daughter of Hades, and the sister to Zagreus, who's trying to, again, escape from the underworld. But this time she's trying to uh, find and defeat the Titan of Time, Kronos, who is waging war on Olympus. So she's working her way through to try and get to him and fight him. In order to defeat Kronos, Melanoid is going to need the help of her allies. She has various ones helping her both in combat and outside of it. Let's talk about the few that are helpful at the outset, at the outset of combat. So she has her mentor, Hecate, who is a powerful witch wielding very, very powerful magic and even more powerful abs. Damn, like you could grate cheese on those.
Cheese.
Sam, no, we are not grating cheese.
Aww.
Okay. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. In addition, so Hecate is her mentor and helps her sort of find herself and find her power and get through this. In addition to Hecate, there's also Odysseus, who sort of acts as a guide in terms of monsters and sort of helping Melanoli find where she's been and where she's going. And Nemesis, who helps in her own way. She kind of doesn't seem like she wants to be here or wants to help, but she does what she does. And as always, we have our good friend Charon, the boatsman. He provides us help in combat with his shops, but also provides us some much needed delivery services so we can get some additional resources going after you've met him a few times in the game. So he's still here trying to kick him. Within this area, there's also the crafting cauldron. You can utilize it to make various things, both that you'll find in runs and that you'll find here in the base. Some of which include the trader services over here that lets you trade in materials to get more resources, and even like Charon wells that you can find in combat that you can buy select items from or select bonuses from. Okay, so when you move on down here, we move into the combat area. The first thing we're going to run into is the meditation stone or platform. And this is where we call upon the power of the fates to help guide us um, through our runs. The fates give us access to these various cards, which we buy utilizing ash and other materials. Each card has its own ability or has its own enhancements attached to it. As you buy a card, you open up more and more slots along the board here to get more and more cards. Each card has its own cost in the top right hand corner. Top right hand corner. um, each card has its own cost in the top right hand corner, which is denoted with a hand symbol, and it determines how much you can actually have equipped to you based on your gauge that's in the very top right corner of the window. That gauge denotes how many cards can be attached based on their cost. So, in order to improve that gauge, you have to spend Psyche. Both Ash and Psyche are gained through runs. There are specific doors you can go to and other ways to get it. So, be on the lookout for those as you're playing because you'll need them to upgrade this and to get more power ups. And then once you pass through here, you get access to your weapons and your tool section. Um, let's talk about the tools real quick before we get to the weapons. So During runs, you will run into certain things you can actually harvest using tools, such as the pickaxe, the very first tool you'll get. You can harvest silver ore, which is used to create weapons. So there are various tools that you'll be able to use throughout the game, and each of them has their own benefit. So find the right tool for whatever you need at the current moment, and harvest whatever materials you need to get yourself through the runs and to power yourself up more. Um, Now, when it comes to the weapons, there's 4 weapons I've unlocked so far, and one that I don't have any of the materials yet because it requires materials from further down in the underworld. But the ones that I do have are the staff, which is the very first weapon you start with, the daggers, which are very quick melee attacks, deal pretty decent damage, and are very fast and agile. The wands, which are ranged attacks, you can shoot them. You can shoot projectiles with them, and they are a little funky, but they're kind of cool. And the axe, which is a slow lumbering weapon of great power. This thing hits really hard, has big radius of its damage, and yeah, it hits like a truck. Like it hits really hard. Um, there are more weapons that are both in the game and probably going to be added to the game, so be on the lookout for those. But weapons can be crafted here by accessing the center console here, and they cost materials. Mostly silver is required to make weapons at first, and then you'll need more for different weapons. And yeah, silver can be harvested using the pickaxe, as we mentioned earlier. Each of the weapons has their own unique normal attack and special attacks, but they all have the same shared cast, um, which is a universal ability that just you lay a circle on the ground. Any enemies that enter that circle will be snared and slowed so that they can't really move around. And if you and as with everything in the game now, there is a new magic gauge, and you can expend your magic gauge by charging up your attacks and using the omega version of your attacks. If you charge up the cast to do the omega version of the cast, it actually will create, it'll lay down the circle, and then after a short period of time, it will actually explode and deal big damage. Your normal and your special attacks can also be charged to have different effects and different bonuses, such as with the staff, you'll shoot a sort of a projectile in both directions, forward and backwards from wherever you're aiming, and your special charge will shoot a bigger projectile forward and do more damage. Each of them has their own unique versions of the charge attacks, just like their normal and their specials are unique to the weapon types themselves. So give them a shot and see what you like, see which weapon you like best and what you want to do your runs with. Okay, so there's one more little piece of the game that I did unlock yet. So there are familiars in the game now.
Stay here.
You can actually go ahead and once you've unlocked the familiars, you can invite them. Here's the familiar info. So I have contracted Freenos to come assist me, and Freenos hops about, absorbing foes' range shots that might have struck you instead. Bonus max life plus 10, tool support 1 plus to the Tablet of Peace. So he's going to increase our base max life by 10, and he can perform the tool's function for you 1 time this night for the Tablet of Peace. So most likely what that means is that we could take
the
pick, and Freenos will give us 1 use of the Tablet of Peace, which is how we get more Psyche faster. So Freenos can give us 1 use of that every night, so we can farm for different things while we're going through, utilizing the Familiars effect and our own tool that we have equipped. So that is pretty dang cool. Okay, so along with the weapons, in combat you also can be assisted by the gods. The gods provide powerful boons to your character that will give you enhancements to your abilities, and different gods provide different effects. We're joined with some new faces this time around with Demeter and Hephaestus, very cool gods. And we're also joined by some familiar favorites such as Zeus, Poseidon, and oh my god, Aphrodite. Oh, put some clothes on, please. Oh no. Oh. Oh, come on.
Wowza.
Sam! What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Okay. Um, where was I? Oh, that's right. Combat. Um, so in addition to the gods and their powerful effects, we're also have the return of the hammer, the pomegranate, uh, to give us additional power ups to enhance our strength even more. And we also have some friends that we can find out in the wild. In addition to Charon, who provides us a shop to acquire more abilities, um, there's also moments where we're going to run into friendly faces, and they're going to give us a choice of various buffs to acquire, such as Arachne, who will weave us a nice, pretty dress and give us some powerful effects, and even Narcissus, who sounds suspiciously like Nicolas Cage.
That I blame you and get totally rejected. Fine. Ogle if you must.
Why does this dude sound like Nicolas Cage? The hell?
I'm into games now too.
This dude sounds like Nicolas Cage, man.
You have the wrong idea. I'm not seeking a mate.
What? I'm Narcissus, dummy. The Narcissus. If you're no would-be suitor, then why don't you relieve me of one of these innumerable gifts the others offered in vain?
It's Narcissus. He sounds like Nicolas Cage. He's talking like Nicolas Cage, you know? Oh, that's funny. Whew. I wasn't prepared for that. That's good.
You may go.
That's good.
Um,
These powers we're going to use to fight a whole host of new enemies and new bosses. The first of which is our mentor, Hecate, who's trying to test us and see how good we're doing. Hecate will hit us with a variety of attacks, including an outward wave that will go out then back in, projectiles that go forward, and she'll target you multiple times. And she'll even throw out a bunch of little orbs and stuff that will hit like a machine gun, kind of bullet hell esque, especially when she copies herself and does it from multiple directions. So you got to be on your toes, you got to dodge, and got to be ready. And at some point during the fight, she's also going to turn you into a sheep. So yeah, be ready to dodge and duck, dip, dive, dodge away as a little sheep boy, sheep gal, because very vulnerable in the sheep state, very slow, but it's still doable, still manageable. But to accompany us with all of these great fights and these great instances is amazing visuals, new areas, and kick-ass music. Hit it. So yeah, that's kind of what we got going on with Hades 2. It's a really fun game. I've only played a bit so far. I haven't delved super deep into it yet, but it feels very much like Hades 1 in terms of just the combat and just the general feeling of it all. It's got great visuals. The combat is fun. You feel like you're progressing like any roguelike you do, you know? I would highly recommend you check it out. It is $30 right now on Steam. If that is... I feel like it's a worthwhile price for the game it will be, considering how good Hades was and how good the team is at building the game. But if that is a little too steep of a price, wait and see if it goes on sale. It is in early access, so there are going to be bugs, there are going to be things. I haven't found any yet, really, but be on the lookout. There's places for you to submit bug reports and whatnot to the game. And yeah, if you don't want to join in on a brand new early access title like this, understandable. That's perfectly fine. But if you are itching to get back into some Hades and you want something new and fresh, give this a shot. It's a lot of fun. I can't recommend it enough. Uh, yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully, my rambling and my terrible jokes were not too off putting. Um, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more coverage content like this, where we talk about new games that are coming out. And I'm also doing a lot of new RPG and roguelike content. We're going to be doing a lot of challenge runs of games, focusing on putting restrictions on ourselves in order to, you know, try and beat the game, see if we can do it. Additionally, I may even dabble in some speed running again. I always found that fun, just trying to beat the game as quickly as possible. And if you have any game recommendations for me that you want to see me try out, let me know. I am open to giving new things a shot. So thank you all for watching. Hope you had an enjoyable time, and I will see you in the next one.